Mini episode 1148 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1148, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our college and non-college and fantasy and non-fantasy preview for week 2 of the 2019 NFL season. We've got our college football playoff rankings, college and pro picks, and fantasy football recommendations. We start with our weekly rankings for the college football playoff. 1 Clemson, 2 Alabama, 3 Oklahoma, 4 Georgia. Our next 4 in are 5 Ohio State, 6 LSU, 7 Auburn, and 8 Notre Dame. Also, our NFL Power Rankings are up every week at the FDH Lounge Multimedia Magazine at thefdhlounge.blogspot.com. Our college football picks last week were 2 and 3, so we're 5 and 5 on the season. Here's our picks for this week. Ohio plus 5 over Marshall. Ohio State minus 18 over Indiana. Arizona State plus 14.5 over Michigan State. Kentucky plus 8.5 over Florida. And TCU minus 2 over Purdue. Our NFL picks started off slow. 6 and 10 overall, 0 and 3 on the Big 3, and 0 and 1 on the lock. Here's our NFL picks for week 2. Tennessee minus 3 over Indianapolis. New York Giants plus 1.5 over Buffalo. Baltimore minus 13 over Arizona. New England minus 19 over Miami. Dallas minus 6 over Washington. Houston minus 9 over Jacksonville. Pittsburgh minus 4 over Seattle. San Francisco plus 1.5 over Cincinnati. Green Bay minus 2.5 over Minnesota. Kansas City minus 7 over Oakland. New Orleans plus 2 over the LA Rams. Chicago minus 2.5 over Denver, and Cleveland minus 6.5 over the New York Jets. For the Big 3 this week, it's Carolina minus 6.5 over Tampa Bay and Philadelphia minus 2.5 over Atlanta. The 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 2 is the LA Chargers minus 2 over Detroit. Now for our fantasy football segment. Remember, we strongly discourage fantasy overmanaging. You don't pull your top guys unless they're hurt or on a bye, period. Don't let the matchups or everything geeks tell you anything different. Here's our list of guys that you go with as long as you're confident that they'll be playing. Quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Running back, Saquon Barkley, Le'Veon Bell. Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott, Melvin Gordon. David Johnson, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, and Joe Mixon. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Michael Thomas. Tight end, Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. As always, our Thursday NFL picks and fantasy plays are up on our Twitter account at the FDH Lounge. Now here's our non-gimme picks for the week. We like 17 QBs. Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Andy Dalton, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton, Dak Prescott, Phillip Rivers, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, and Russell Wilson. We like 22 running backs. Giovanni Bernard, Matt Breida, Rex Burkhead, Chris Carson, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, Austin Eckler, Leonard Fournette, Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Josh Jacobs, Duke Johnson, Kerryon Johnson, Aaron Jones, Marlon Mack, LaShawn McCoy, Sonny Michel, David Montgomery, Chris Thompson, and Damian Williams. We like 21 wide receivers: Tyler Boyd, Antonio Brown, John Brown, Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Julian Edelman, Will Fuller, Chris Godwin, Kenny Golladay, Josh Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, Allen Robinson, John Ross, Sammy Watkins, Tyrell Williams, and Robert Woods. And we like 7 tight ends: Mark Andrews, Jared Cook, David Njoku, Evan Engram, TJ Hawkinson, OJ Howard, and Delaney Walker. Thank you for joining us for this week's FDH Football Preview Show.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, waitresses, strippers, bartenders, garbage men, janitors, microwave popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and the Periodic Table of Elements.